Welcome to Lesson 74 of EFT Tapping with the Course in Miracles workbook. You can watch Lesson 1 for the description of how this process works. So Lesson 74, there is no will but God's. Beautiful practice today with some very specific and very useful tools embedded in it. So we will refresh ourselves and also sort of restate the central conflict that we are looking to resolve as part of the setup statement here. So side of the hand, repeating after me, even though I currently perceive a conflict, there is my will, there's what I want, and there is God's will. I choose to honor and accept myself anyway, and to be open to the possibility that there is no will but God's. Even though I feel conflicted, and if I'm not feeling total peace, apparently then I am in conflict, believing there is my will and God's. I choose to honor myself anyway, and to open to the possibility there is no will but God's. Even though I experience a conflict around this, based in illusion that there is my will and God's, I choose to be open to the possibility that there is no will but God's, that peace and harmony is possible, and I honor and accept right where I'm at. Okay, through the points now. There is no will but God's. That might not be what I feel right now. I may not be floating through life feeling a perfect sense of peace. I might resist the idea of surrendering and have all sorts of thoughts and ideas about what it might mean for there to only be God's will and not my own. But I also notice that this lesson says that my will is His, that this will resolve the belief that conflict is possible. Peace will replace this strange idea of conflict. And so for my 2 longer practice periods today, I will repeat these ideas several times, slowly and firmly, determined to understand their meaning and to hold them in mind. There is no will but God's. I cannot be in conflict. Then I'll add related thoughts such as, I am at peace. Nothing can disturb me. My will is God's. My will and God's are one. God wills peace for His Son. If any conflicting thoughts cross my mind, I will immediately tell myself, there is no will but God's. These conflict thoughts are meaningless. And if any area really stands out, I'll identify the people or the situation involved, and tell myself there is no will but God's. I share it with Him. My conflicts about blank cannot be real. And I will determine then to sink past all of this conflict, to sink into peace and reality. The difference between withdrawal and success is feeling a deep sense of joy and increased alertness. Joy characterizes peace. If I find myself withdrawing, I'll repeat the ideas. I will repeat, there is no will but God's. And in the shorter periods today, I will say, there is no will but God's. I seek His peace today. Then try to find that peace for a minute or two every half hour. Eyes closed if possible. And I'll undertake the shorter periods at regular, predetermined intervals today. Okay, take a breath. Yeah, I hope that supports you. Really leaning heavily into this idea of, this conflict, and there is no will, or this sense of personal will, right? That it's actually in alignment with something bigger, and when we're in alignment with that, from how I'm reading and practicing, that should create a sense of peace and joy, as opposed to the struggle and striving and trying to be successful and trying to be great, and it's all about me, that has characterized my intentions and goals many, 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 many times in my life. It's very eye-opening, leaning into this again, and it's like I'm reading it for the first time. So I look forward to seeing how you feel and seeing you on lesson 75. Thanks.